It was so hard to sit down and even try to write this episode. My brain has been foggy all day and I just had no idea what to say until I did. And this is because I suffer from creativity or writer's block just all the time. And these are some of the things that I do to help bring my mind alive again and find that spark of creativity. Hi, my name is Lisa. I am a speech language pathologist, adventurer, aspiring writer, avid goal setter, and goal king, and I'm here to help you learn how to set and accomplish your goals. So if you'd like to learn how to be successful and accomplish your goals, or you'd simply like to see how I get along accomplishing my own goals, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and comment down below. Public service announcement. We are nearing the end of the cringe phase of content creation. Don't know what phase is coming next, but please enjoy this one while you last. As you can tell, I have some cringe blue eyeshadow on. If you see my Harry Potter makeup series videos, you'll understand why. Just bear with me. I hate it. Anyways, stay tuned for the next phase to follow. So I think everybody's experienced creativity block at some point, some more than others. And it's just another one of those anxiety-inducing things where you try to get your feelings and thoughts down in some kind of tangible way, whether it's writing, painting, or, just any sort of creative pursuit. And you could struggle to get those feelings and thoughts down. You could have them in your head, you just don't know how to say them. Or sometimes you don't have any feelings or thoughts and you're just trying to think of something to say and you're just completely stuck. There's a deadline, you have to produce, but you simply can't. When I was younger, early to mid 20s, I thought creativity or writer's block was just laziness. Oh, how wrong I was. I had zero problems just sitting down and just entering that alpha wave state of creativity and just hammering out word after word of a story. I could just get into flow so easily and just come up with 5,000 words in a day, like it was nothing. I just didn't understand what this block thing people were talking about until I did. Around my mid-20s, my hormonal issues just got completely out of hand. They were undiagnosed, untreated, it just caused me some major health issues, along with gaining weight. But when you're younger, your body is more resilient and you can bounce back from that stuff a lot easier. But I swear something happened when I turned 26 and I officially entered my mid to late 20s. I was suddenly being hit with just massive amounts of brain fog to the point where I couldn't drive because I couldn't see straight, and I was getting upwards of 4 migraines a week. Yes, you heard that right. 4 migraines a week. And the aura of those migraines were so bad that I felt like I was living in a perpetual haze week after week that just never ended. And you have to understand that lasted for nearly half a decade. And my memory, which up until that point had been nearly eidetic, was failing me for the first time ever. Especially working memory, which is your ability to be able to process and use information in the moment for the purpose of making your next decision. So basically being able to do the next thing while keeping track of what you're currently doing. So I'd find myself in conversations with people and not be able to process anything they were saying. And to be fair, I was living in Japan at the time, so some of these conversations were in Japanese. But I had been speaking Japanese by 8 years at this point, and all of a sudden it was like I was a beginner again. I actually had some friends and acquaintances at the time who, were definitely more skilled than I was at Japanese, and they were just looking at me like, what is wrong with you? You've lived here for 4 or 5 years, and you're kind of crap at this. No, I was just literally experiencing some kind of hormonal cognitive decline. And it's a decline I've yet to make a full recovery from, although I am getting there. And thankfully with medication to help with one of my hormonal disorders, I was able to make it through grad school. But I wasn't on the medication for my thyroid or the medication for my migraines at the time, so I was basically just on medication for my polycystic ovarian syndrome. But honestly, that was probably half of the problem, and it was complete and total godsend that I was even able to finally be treated for it. Anyways, all these issues completely compounded and I ended up with writer's block for about 7 years. It was devastating. I used to consider myself a writer. I would write over 150,000 words per year like it was nothing. And I would always do it during those NaNoWriMo months, so November, April, and July for Camp Nano. And I would just have no problem meeting the goal early, weeks early. It was so easy. Now I'm back to just being a regular aspiring writer because I'm still trying to pick up the pieces of that creativity and that work ethic and try to figure out how to even write again. Fortunately, I do have a lot of already finished books. They're just kind of a mess, and I'm just kind of going through the process of editing them, and hopefully one day I'll publish. But yeah, writing like that was easy for me, and then just one day it was gone. Poof. I could still write like academically inclined papers because that kind of stuff is like, you're already given a structure and source material of like what to write. But any kind of original creative fiction, not at all. It took me those 7 years to finally come up with a problem-solving solution to overcoming that creativity block. And these methods I use work about 80% of the time, which is pretty good. So I'm sharing them with you now, so hopefully they will help you as well. The first method I use for overcoming creativity block is dark chocolate. Now, anyone who knows me knows that this is hilarious because they know that I hate chocolate, especially dark chocolate. It's bleh, I hate it. I hate it like water. It's awful. I can't stand it. I don't like cake. I don't like donuts. I don't like chocolate. But like I don't mind it if it's like chocolate and caramel or chocolate with like nougat or peanuts or nuts or anything like that. As long as it's not like the primary focus of that dessert, like chocolate cake, that's like a double gross, it's fine. Like I don't even like mochas either. It's gross. I mean, white chocolate is kind of okay. I definitely prefer that to regular chocolate, but I think it's just like cocoa butter. But that being said, there are some actual benefits to chocolate that help to actively stimulate your brain. For example, there is a small yet powerful amount of caffeine in chocolate. And caffeine is shown to improve mental processes, especially things like executive functioning. Caffeine, however, can suppress your alpha state. But if you're in a brain fog, you kind of have a little too much alpha going on, so you need to wake yourself up a little bit. Having that low dose of caffeine can help put you in that balance between alpha and beta, where you will find creativity. And chocolate also contains antioxidants, which can help reduce anxiety. So it can really help with, calming you down and help with those pre-creative jitters that you might have when you really need to get the work done. So when I sat down to write this episode today, I had zero, nothing, nada. But I did this first one, and I swear, like on that first bite of chocolate, I was just like, it was like downloaded to my brain from the universe. I suddenly knew exactly what I was gonna write. And then I ended up writing this entire episode, I kid you, in under an hour. And it's 5 pages long. It's 5 pages of script, so that's pretty impressive. Like it flowed into me, like, that we talk about, it's flow. When you get to that alpha beta state and you're in it and you're creative and you're going and you can just feel like the power of God in you. That's the only way to describe it. He's coming through you. He's like, here, creativity, take it. Okay, the second one we're gonna talk about is good old coffee. Now, coffee doesn't actually improve your creativity, but it can help you break through the brain fog if that's just a little too overpowering at the moment. Remember, trying to find a balance. Sometimes chocolate, it just doesn't do it. Sometimes it's not enough. Sometimes you need coffee and chocolate together to help you get through that fog. So although it won't improve your creativity, it will improve your focus so that you can probably better access that creativity. But if you're mostly fine, just don't even bother with the coffee. Have that bite of chocolate. It'll help you. Next is exercise. Exercise has long been shown to help with creativity and productivity. And when we exercise, more blood gets pumped into our brains, so we have all that oxygen flowing, helps us access things more clearly. So if you're sitting there staring at the screen, you can't think of what to write or do, just go outside, take a brisk walk. Lift some weights, get a light sweat going. And this works because when you exercise, your body releases endorphins, which are a mood-boosting hormone, which, as stated, boosts your mood, and it helps you relax, and it acts as a messenger system in your brain. So your brain can start making more abstract connections that it otherwise couldn't without the endorphins. Hormones seem to be very important here. Pretty funny, huh? And interestingly enough, this is actually more effective if you exercise regularly. Having consistency will apparently help reinforce those abstract creative pathways in your brain. Then we have meditation. A lot of people don't like meditation. It's pretty woo-woo, but you don't have to be woo-woo when it comes to you to enjoy the benefits of meditation. So if you're fully up in that beta gamma state of hyper-focused awareness and you just don't have access to that alpha creative state, meditation can help shift your mind in order to access that state. I know that sounds crazy, but brainwaves are actually a thing. It isn't metaphysical stuff we're talking about here. Like, this is actual stuff that you can measure. And the reason why meditation works is because we access that alpha state naturally in the time when we're still awake but about to fall asleep. Meditation can help take us into that alpha state where we feel like we're about to fall asleep, but we're still technically aware. And through that, we can more easily access our creativity. What's even better is that walking meditations exist. So you can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Exercise and meditate. Come back, write a novel. There's also a ton of meditations that you can find on YouTube, so you have your pick of a whole bunch of great material. Find the one that's right for you. The last piece of advice I have for overcoming creativity block is new experiences. Now this one really can't be done in the moment like the other ones can, but it is good for a long-term creativity or writer's block. This is the one where you really need to plan out new events and experiences to just help bring something new to your mind. I've been a travel worker for the last 3 years, so I've had the benefit of, working and traveling around the country, just doing all these different things. And I think it's definitely helped me with overcoming that 7-year-long writer and creative block. Just being able to go around to different places and see new things and meet new people has really just brought my mind back to life. It's the best way I can describe it. Another thing that I do when I go to all these different places is I love to go on ghost tours, and definitely haunted pub crawls are awesome. Just that feeling of excitement and a little bit of fear as you learn some history and you get to just meet new people on these tours. You get to walk around, you get some exercise. I just feel completely stimulated after every ghost tour. And learning that little bit of history really lights a fire in my brain. But if ghosts aren't your thing, you can just do a regular walking tour. History tours are fun. They're so interesting. If you're kind of an extreme person, you can do skydiving or something. You're just looking for ways that, give you those endorphins, give you that little bit of adrenaline, find ways to stimulate your body. Because, where's your brain? It's in your body. So if you take care of your body, take care of your brain. And if doing extreme stuff or going around the country just isn't for you, you can do something simple, read a book in a genre that you wouldn't otherwise read. You just expand your mind a little. See if that helps you. The point is to put your brain in a new position that makes you think in a different way based on those new experiences. Anyways, that's all I have for today. I hope this video was helpful, and let me know some of the things that you do to help get rid of creativity block. And please subscribe, hit the notification bell, comment down below. Please let me know about some of the goals that you're working on and how can I best help you accomplish your goals.